Hey there, everybody. It is me, producer Dave. Dave Mason now. Yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a show tonight. I'm just very tired. It's been a long week. Uh, pretty chaos and pretty chaotic, pretty busy. All in all, a good week though. So, guys, I'm not hiding. I'm trying to give you guys a good show tonight. What I'm gonna try to do tonight is I want to talk about the Olympics. I just shut that off. Sorry, kids. So tonight we are going to talk about the fun well, not fun, but the absolutely uh, horrific start to the Paris Olympic Games tonight. We're going to also talk about a few other things, especially that nice little interview with Donald Trump earlier this week. We're going to have a good time. I'm going to give you the most energetic show that I can tonight, guys. I'm pretty tired, as you can probably tell by the bags under my eyes, but I'm here and I'm going to give you guys fun. So here we go. Without further ado, it is. Yeah, you're telling me, right? You're telling me. For the DOTPH show, tonight we're going to have a little fun. So here we go. So hey guys, it's me, Dave Mason. Yeah, I've been just busy. I'm trying to give you guys a great show. Scott's still on his hiatus, and hopefully we can get him back sooner than later. I'm really pulling for it, but I can't give you any updates because no news is exactly what that is. So I've been watching the Olympics like a lot of us are because, quite honestly, it's the biggest thing happening right now. And I'm not going to joke or lie when I say I have been very intrigued by the Olympics. I love it. Every 4 years, we get to see random human beings doing extraordinary feats. And yes, the professional athletes do take over once in a while, but it is nice to know that still the amateur athlete can rule the Olympic game. But let's start by talking about that opening ceremony. Oh my goodness. The opening ceremony had Celine Dion and Lady Gaga performing. They had other things, but most importantly, one of the things that they had was what appeared to be a mockery of the Last Supper for the Christian faithful. Even though Paris officials said that it was celebrating the Greek tradition because the Olympic Games, after all, are Greek, but it looked to be a bunch of trans or drag queens that were sitting at a table. One looked kind of demonic, and it just was like there'd been a lot of backlash. Paris officials actually have apologized if anybody's taken offense from on to come. Uh, and yes, it wasn't a good look at at all because the way that it was portrayed, the way that it was done, it was absolutely tasteless. As much as I'm not one to try to get involved in the all over stuff, but the Paris games have had a cheap feel to them. If you want to go that far, and what I mean by that is the Olympic Village, where these athletes are staying, some of them for the full 2 weeks. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, right? It wasn't an apology that they gave. It was basically saying sorry if you were offended, but not really. Um, but yeah, athletes are being robbed. One was raped, 2 deaths already. Australia was robbed, not of medal, but actually of equipment. We had Team Canada soccer coaches flying drones over soccer practices of other teams. We've had horrible living conditions. Yeah, this Paris game, they seem like they just kind of really went and cheapified the whole process as if they waited to the last second and went, "Oh crap, here we go." They don't even have air conditioning in the rooms, and it's like, it's hot. And so, yeah, this has just been a disaster. One other thing that I want to talk about is there was a boxing match between two ladies, and I use the word ladies uh, in quotation because one of them looks like a dude. And within 46 seconds, the Italian boxer stopped the fight, said she didn't want to box anymore because her nose got broken by what appeared to be a guy. This is the same athlete, and I'm gonna look up his name now, so don't give me 1 second. Um, Imane Khalif who's from Algeria, I believe, failed gender tests. I guess they test for like estrogen level for the ladies or testosterone for the men. Failed them in 2023, was barred from competing, but somehow allowed to compete in the 2023 game because the IOC officials deemed it to be acceptable. And the problem is that if you're allowing men to enter a fighting sport such as boxing, MMA, or other thing against women, it's just mm, that first off, this person, Khalif, should be ashamed of themselves. If you know you're a biological male and you're doing this just because you suck boxing people your own size, that's on you, and you just suck as a human being, dude. And I was diving into it a little bit, and I'm trying to go into it. But Algerian boxer Amin Khalif won her, and I use it in quotation marks, when Angela Carini of Italy quit after taking several blows to the face in the opening seconds of the bout. The victory only fueled the misguided controversy around Khalif. Um, Now, I was reading Facebook, and everybody on Facebook is smarter than the experts, right? One of the things that they mentioned was that in Algeria, if you come out as trans, you're either going to be jailed or killed. I cannot confirm nor deny this. But here's the thing: if you fail the test or whatever gender you want to be in, you should not be allowed to box. Just like 23 Chinese swimmers were found to be doping, and they got suspended by the IOC. But the Chinese Olympic Committee went, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" They had tainted food, and the IOC went, "Okay, whatever." But this is horrible because I mean, number one, this person broke the nose, and you're wearing full padding, and you can see a few of the shots did jar the headgear loose that the Italian lady was wearing, and it's ultimately just a real sad state of events that and now, mind you, if it's girl on girl and you're getting your butt whooped by another woman, at least you could say, "Well, it was my gender." But if you're getting beat up, and I'm not saying that this person is a man, I'm not saying, but it sure as all can be looks like this person is a dude. I am not by any way, shape, or form, anyway, able to determine gender other than what I can see. Like if I'm looking at you and you're stacked, you're a chick or a dude with bitch tits, one of the two. But I have a hard time with this, and this is what infuriates me because the Olympics are about competition, but it's also about the good sportsmanship, the unity, and all that other, happy, joy kind of stuff. And here we are at the Olympics being highlighted, shown all around the world, and you are allowing this to happen. And you'll have nobody to blame but yourself. The Paris game, they cannot sell out venues because the cost is so high. The water that they were gonna do the triathlon in up until like 2 days before the triathlon was unable to be swimming. And it's like, guys, this is the problem right here that we have. I mean, the Olympics are great every 4 years, well, every 2 years because we get the winter every other cycle, but every 4 years, you get to see some tremendous athletes on display that you wouldn't normally see other than in the Olympics. I mean, none of us would have known the name of Michael Phelps or Michael Spitz unless it was for the Olympics, and they had their time to shine. Or Bruce Jenner, aka Caitlyn, uh, and that's what happens when you date Kardashian. But so you look up and down the whole requisite of the Olympics, and all of a sudden you're like, this ain't right. This person should not be allowed to compete. Now, if we're saying that this person is a legitimate woman and you can verify it, withdraw my complaint, I will withdraw. But I'm not going to do that until you can prove that everything's going right and that everything is of an acceptable and proper note on that because it really bothered me. It really teared me up that you guys are going to allow this to happen and someone's going to get hurt really bad. I'm not talking about, oh, her nose bled a little bit. I'm talking like knocking someone out and or creating irreversible damage to them. because all in all, it is still a game and it's still a sport, and I don't think you should. The same thing with Leah Thomas, the transgender swimmer that couldn't hack it as a male, so they went on to claim that they were a female just to dominate because they couldn't do it as a dude. You can't do it man to man. Don't do it. All right, so we're gonna dive off the Olympics. I mean, the Olympics are doing great. We're gonna go into Donald Trump. Yes, I know half of you guys don't like to hear my politics and all that. But the National Association of Black Journalists Convention invited both presidential candidates, well, Trump and Kamala Harris. And they invited, but Harris never showed up, nor did, but Trump did. And then the North American black journalists were half hour late. Trump went in and they just started trying to attack him left and right. Um, one of the things that they said, Rachel Scott, who was a congressional correspondent, one of the three moderators, you have told 4 congresswomen of color who are American citizens to go back where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black history attorney, she said, asking, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that? Trump responded by calling the question disgraceful and Scott's manner horrible. That set the tone for a contentious interview during which the questioner pushed back repeatedly, often tussling with Trump and rebutting his assertion. When Trump said that illegal aliens are coming into the United States and being given the opportunity to vote, Scott responded that only American citizens are allowed to vote. When Trump said Democrats are allowing abortion in the 9th month and are allowing the death of a baby after the baby is born, Scott responded, sir, that is illegal in every state in the country. Well, Semaphore reporter Kadia Goba countered that Democrats have denied that. Trump made a similar comment during the June 27th presidential debate, receiving no pushback from CNN moderators. The Trump interview was controversial before it even started, leading to statements of condemnation from prominent black journalists who described the NABJ for holding the event at all, claiming it would help normalize Trump. The organization also attempted to book an interview with Vice President Kamala Harris. Here's the thing, okay? You can be anything. Yeah, no. A black number one, this whole thing I think was trying to set up the president, former president, sorry, uh, to say something that they can use as fodder to try to promote other agendas. But let's go down the thing. Number one, I will state this, and I state it almost every show because I want to make sure everybody understands my side. Is I'm not a big fan of either. I admired Trump because under Trump 4 years ago, I was able to afford things. I was able to breathe financially. I knew my paycheck was going to go longer than Friday to the weekend. So that's where I preferred Trump. I preferred Trump because there were no new wars. Actually, there were no wars in the world at all. But somehow, ever since Biden took over, you've had Israelis and Palestinians down each other's throat again. Russia invaded Ukraine. This country fighting this country. This guy's doing this. This guy's doing that. It is all hell. All hell has broke loose. Yeah. Oh no, dude. I say the same thing. We all had money under Trump. Now, is the man the nicest person ever? No, he's an asshole. I will state that from one end of the world to the other. But from a standpoint of myself, if you take 4 years ago to the past 4 years, anybody who still sits here and say that they would prefer the way the world is now versus the way it was then, now we're going to take 3 out of 4 the Trump years because one of those years had COVID, and we all know that bullshit story. This is why I wish Scott was here because I could get them all fired up. But guys, it's literally Kamala Harris has done nothing of any value other than to demoralize and demean the black population. In fact, Kamala Harris is not even black. She is of an Indian, not the woo 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 woo, but the you are here nature. And what happens, and you got to understand, is that Kamala Harris, as a senator, was 0 for 164 in any bill that she sponsored. If she was on it, never made it. You also got to look at her record as the DA, where she prosecuted and persecuted more black people than anybody else. It's like when Joe Biden said that if you don't vote for him, you're not black enough, and you really, really have to think about this one too, because Joe Biden passed one of the most racist pieces of legislation ever. That's the only thing he is known for politically, and yet everybody dove at his feet and go, "Oh, our great savior, Joe Biden." How the hell has that worked out? I, hey, Blazin, how you doing? Uh, Long time no see. Nice to see you. But ask yourself this: under Donald Trump, yes, we had mean tweets and we had to listen to the national news every night, have a hissy fit over something he said that all of us would have said. He just had the nut to do so. Donald Trump has done a lot for the black community. He does it quietly. He doesn't need to hold up a sign that says, "I'm helping a black guy out," because that doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? If you're helping somebody, you help them from the goodness of your heart. We're glad to have you here, Leo. Blazing, you are one of my personal favorites. Don't tell anybody else in the crowd, but you are definitely one of my personal favorites. You make a lot of real good, valid points here. But so, as I was saying, when you look at history, and I implore everybody to do their own research, because you know what? When you do your own research, you can come to a better educated conclusion other than what the media tells you. The media paints Donald Trump as this bigot, Nazi dictator, and you're just like, I'm gonna give you guys a little idea, okay? If I know that I have to, if I got rid of you one, and you keep popping up and popping up and popping up, the easiest way to get rid of you is to let them vote you in. Yeah, Blazing. It's even funnier because she now kisses his ass so hard we don't know where he ends and she begins. But that's her MO. That's how she's gotten every job she ever had. She failed the bar exam multiple times. She became a DA. Nobody even knows how. But the more you dive into this, the more you got to realize the Democrats play the race card only because that's the only card that they can win. Why? The new minority is no longer blacks or Hispanics or Native American or Indian or any other darker colored race. Okay? What we have to realize is white is the new minority. The most racially targeted group out there are white people. Why? Because we've apparently created so many problems in this world, it's unfathomable. Let's also not mention that Kamala Harris's family owned over 100 black people, but shh, don't tell anybody, because that will destroy the narrative that she is a great black hope. Our last great black hope was Barack Obama. And the dude was one hell of a salesperson. Dude could tell you anything, and you'd be sitting there going, "Absolutely, now show me." And when he went to show you, you're like, "Dear God, oh, you sounded so much better when you were just talking." When Obama took office, the economy tanked. Yeah. And Blazing, you weren't with us during the earlier episode, but we used to, we would take, every now and again. Yeah, Lewis, absolutely. We did a presidential fight club one night, and we put Andrew Johnson against Barack Obama because we put the racist against the race card. The race card is this: there is no white privilege in America. Because if there was, I would not be rubbing pennies together to hope I can get gas. Okay, enough to make it home. Okay, if white privilege was real, I wouldn't work 50 plus hours a week just to see my paycheck vanish before I even have a chance to enjoy it. All right. So, yeah, let's not talk about white privilege. Let's talk about how, and you are absolutely right. And I'm going to put this up here, Leo. This is an amazing point. It doesn't matter because you are absolutely right. Mixed racial families are more prevalent than they've ever been, which is great because that also proves that racism is dead. Racism to me, and this is my opinion, this is nobody else's, this is not mandate or what you need to believe either. But I believe wholeheartedly that racism is a perception. I have a guy I work with, I could stop short of dropping a bag of cotton balls on the floor and telling him he knows what to do. You're right, Red. But when you think about, but if I tell him something off color and he laughs hard at it, laughed real hard at it, not just like nervous laughter or I can't believe he said that kind of laughter. But if he's having a good time with it and he's joining in on that conversation, that's not racism. That's two friends hanging out having a grand old time. But if you look at all the other parameters, nobody anymore. And if you're a good businessman, I don't even care what your belief is about the LGBTQ plus negative four pluses and a funeral are. I don't care what your opinions are. Black people, Mexicans, all these people walk in, money's green and spends the same. I don't care who holds it. And it's the same way for everybody, anything. So to say now there are staunch racists out there, uh, but they're going to be the ones that die alone. But I I don't believe that racism is as prevalent as it is. Like when you watch the news and they mention that an unarmed black guy got shot, then you see the body cam footage and you clearly see the guy fighting him, trying to reach for the gun. The cop warning him like 500 times. That's not racism. That you need to listen. And Red, you are absolutely, absolutely 100% correct. And race doesn't matter. Racism not dead because it's a calling card for them. Remember, when it came down to freeing the slaves, it was the Democrats that voted against it. When it came down to giving blacks the right to vote, Democrats voted against it. Now, I'm not saying I'm pro-Republican because they got their problems too. I'm just saying in this world we live in 2024, we have to be smarter than the politicians. We have to be smarter than the political drama, the political fanaticism that is dividing the country, that is going to lead to a civil war because we are heading there rapidly, folks. I like the fact the only thing I could ever say that I was glad Joe Biden did was basically when he told everybody to stand down and calm the hell down. Now, oh, hang on. Now I'm going to ask you this one, Leo. Okay, let's say I'm going up for a job with four other guys, all different races, and you look at my qualification versus all of them. And let's say the black guy is far more qualified than me. The Asian is slightly less than the black guy, but more than me. I'm your smallest uh, when it comes down to skill. Am I going to get the job based upon me being white, or do you think you're going to hire the guy that's going to better suit your company? Red, I'm going to say now, Ian says hi, as you could obviously tell by him photobombing me. But from a standpoint of if I'm not the right candidate for your job, am I getting it over everybody else because I'm white? Or do you think I don't get the job because I'm not qualified enough for the job? Uh, I say the same thing about the Rooney Rule in the NFL. For those of you who are unaware, the Rooney Rule is where you have to interview at least one minority before you can hire in any position for your team of a coach or anything else. So let's just say I'm going for a head coaching job against guys like Bill Belichick, Don Shula, Russell, and I'm the general manager, and I'm sitting there going, okay, as general manager, I want Bill Belichick as my coach. He lines up perfectly. All right, Leo, you are absolutely correct. There's no reason to ever, and I mean ever, hire somebody based upon their color or not. That's the point. I'm glad they struck down affirmative action. But if I want Bill Belichick to be my next head coach and he's available and we've talked and it's going to work out beautifully, we already have a great game plan, blah blah blah. I should not have to interview any more people because they don't have a chance. That's not fair to them and me. Now, if Mike Tomlin is available and he's the best person for my job, heck yeah, I want you. It's not based upon your skin color, it's based upon your credentials and your credibility to do the job properly. As I'm listening to my kids playfully having a grand old time when they should be going to bed at 8:30 at night. But so, let's, yeah, no, our health system is absolutely horrible. And there are no regulations that are going to take that over. Because if you do that, they're going to turn into what Canada has. And even though, yeah, national health care for everybody sounds like a great idea on paper, just wait till you need a test. Just wait till that. Yeah, 8 weeks 8 months to read an X-ray that gets developed that day for them to go, "Yep, it's broken." My wife went in for a very minor skin procedure, nothing horrible today. I'm gonna take them 3 weeks to analyze the sample that they took. I'm like, "Don't we have labs?" But yeah, our health. I mean, there's a lot of problems, and it's not just because it's democracy and it's capitalism. It's not really. It's the greed across the board is absolutely horrible. I mean, when you look at the company I work for, I'm not going to name them because who knows, somebody there might be watching this show. I do the best I can. I give it everything I got. I come home some nights I'm barely able to stand. I would like to see that my efforts getting rewarded. Oh, come on. Just because they couldn't get the website right. Yeah, oh, and now Kamala Harris is worried about that if Donald Trump goes, then he's gonna let that expire. Um, yeah, absolutely it should. That was a bomb. Because yeah, because here's the thing, if you're gonna give everybody, the same level of insurance, now the government's gonna step in and you might say, "Hey, this guy needs an MRI so we could really know what's going on," and they're like, "Take an X-ray." Yeah, no, I agree, but not only that, the insurance sector has been going down for a while. The company I work for, again, not naming name, they have this company, and I'm gonna name them because I don't care, I don't have it, called Imagine 360. The only place that will have an open doctor in our network, and I'm in Massachusetts, is in Pennsylvania. So a lot of the people I work with who have this shit insurance has a hard time finding doctors, has a hard time finding, like, if they gotta go to the hospital, most of them don't take it. So, yeah, the Affordable Health Care Act was just a horrible step in the wrong direction. What we need to do is, I think in terms of medical stuff, there should be regulation. You cannot exceed X amount of your cost in order for that. Hospital should be very transparent. It's a business, I know. But it shouldn't cost me $300 for 2 Tylenols when I can just go get a bottle out of the pharmacy. Stuff like that. I think that they should regulate the pricing and say, "Hey, look, you cannot make more than X amount of profit, or you cannot mark up more than X amount." Yep. Nah. It also right, because now just you have insurance, but the government doesn't really want to pay all that much, so the doctors were basically handcuffed into doing what it took to make them well enough to get them out of there, and that's sad. We need to go back to the time where doctors actually tried to cure you, not move you on to the next pill. But that's another show for another day. Uh, but guys, I'm still trying my best to hold down the fort. I'm working a lot. I'm very tired, overheated a lot because of I work in a building with no air conditioning outside. Well, not outside, but no air conditioning, and I might as well be outside. Yeah, that sounded better. Yes, I might as well be outside because sometimes it's hotter indoors than it is outdoors in my building, and I've been kind of dragging ass. I really didn't have much of a show planned out. Scott's on a little bit of a hiatus. That's the best I can tell you. And as far as I'm going to take it, uh, I'm being very patient, waiting for him to come back, dude. If you're watching this, I need your help. I need your help. Yeah, not that I can't hold it down. I think I hope I'm doing a valiant enough effort for you guys, and uh, but I'm doing the best I can. But between the logo designs, I'm wearing one of my favorite jerseys. It's in support of one of my. Oh, Scott's fine. Let me say it this way: Scott is not sick. There's nothing bad happening. Uh, Something happened, and that's the best I can say. But nothing bad. Scott is doing fine. Scott is okay. Scott is great. Still love him. He's the man. One of my favorite people to talk to and hang around with. Uh, That I mean, I don't want to go too far into detail because it's quite personal, and that's not. This is not the place nor the forum. But so, uh, but I hope I'm doing a good job for you guys. I'm putting a lot of time and effort. I'm trying to put together a show. Kind of hard because I'm not used to being this much in front of the camera. I'm not used to for talking a half hour out of a show. In fact, I'm used to having like 10 minutes, and I'm perfectly fine with that. And that's the best I can give you. I can't give you too much more into that. I'm trying my best. I'm putting out what I can while doing everything that I can to give you guys the show that you deserve. You guys deserve awesome shows. You guys have been awesome. You guys have stuck with us, and that absolutely, I can't thank you guys enough. I'm gonna try to hold down the fort while negotiating with what we could do to make this work out again, and because yeah, I can handle creating the shows. I'm just not used to having to talk this long. I mean, I talk a lot. Don't get me wrong. And people who know me personally know that usually I don't shut up. That's not the problem. It's just it's hard without the banter. The banter between Scott and I. Why do you keep photobombing? Okay, Red, remind me to ground his ass for the next 16 years. You're gonna get grounded till he's 30. All right, everybody at this time, I want you to just turn your monitors off while I throw a glass coffee mug at a 14-year-old. Uh, actually, I keep forgetting to put it on that one. Um, I like it. I do because I don't like this widescreen approach, and yeah, it'll prevent the 14-year-old asshole behind me from photo bombing frequently. But yeah, I do it. I just keep forgetting because usually when I'm signing, I'm like, all right, let's go, let's go, let's go, and then all of a sudden, hey Ian, you got a compliment. You're one of your new favorite people. Blazing Leo says that she loves you. You're a cutie pie. I got a quick question. Are we talking about the same kid? No. Nah. Ian's a great kid. I'm proud of him. I hit him with a roller paper towel. Okay. Wanna go, man? Ian, now you're interrupting. Enough. And I need an office. No, he didn't. No, he just refuses to listen when I tell him to shut the dang TV off. Next, next thing I'm gonna throw the switch. But yeah, so you know, have kids. They said it'll be fun. They say have kids. Yeah, have kids. You know, tax deduction from hell. Well, no, I love them. I do love my kids. I love my wife. I love Scott. Scott again. Yeah. See, I'm not. Yeah. Yeah. Kids keep us young. Yeah. No, they don't. Every one of these gray hairs over here. Yeah. No, too plenty for me. I have my 14-year-old and the 4-year-old domestic terrorist. Uh, love them both. Uh, but yeah, no, that TV is legendary because it is literally about 4 feet to my right. But no, and yeah, I do. And here comes the wife photobombing too. Hi, honey.
We need a charger.
We need a charger, and I'm live.
Hi, live.
Say hi to everybody on the live stream.
You're live.
Oh no, yeah, no, I wouldn't trade one single gray hair from my wife and my family, ever. Yeah, I know. Now we just need the toddler to photobomb, and we got the whole family in one shot. Hey, honey, you normally give me blue balls, not purple ones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 26 years together, and I still wouldn't trade her in for anything else. Nobody will take her. No. But so, crap. Where was I? My brain shut off. Too many distractions. Yeah, chances are my wife is gonna be the one beating me. Oh, while I'm thinking of it, I had jury duty last Tuesday, and you're not gonna witness a domestic. My wife will make sure to shut the camera first. um, so they walked me into a courtroom, and I'm a huge proponent that if a man and a woman is arguing, the man has to be smarter than that and just get up and leave. Excuse yourself from the situation. That way, you can't be accused of anything bad happening. Um, and so this guy apparently got into an argument with his lady friend. They got heated, and the next thing you know, he's locking her into a bedroom and loading a handgun, threatening her. Apparently, then cooler head prevailed. He spotted her the next day in her car and decided to jack her in the jaw, and then pled not guilty. And I'm sitting there in the courtroom going, "There's no way in hell I can be impartial here, because I personally believe that any man who lays his hands on a woman without her hitting him first. Okay. Great to meet you, legendary Super Saiyan Trump power level over 9,000. Okay, that's a picture I will never unsee. Uh, yay. Anywho, God, I'm having squirrel moments here, which I'm used to. But yeah, yep, squirrel moment. So what I'm talking about is, crap, what was I talking about? Somebody help me out here. I'm derailing my own show, and why do I have an email? Okay, it was apparently Microsoft. Yeah, because I'm not. Yeah, we're gonna just call him Seon. We're gonna call him Seon. That works. That's the only real name in there. 'Cause, I'm not just gonna call him Trump. Uh, yeah. Okay. Thank you. I haven't been right all day. Okay, blazing. Even at work. Oh yeah, I was talking about. Personally, I believe that any man who lays his hand on a woman, if she didn't hit him first, if she hits him first and he hits her back, that's self defense. And at that point, she kind of set up the ending. And I had women actually tell me this, so it's not a personal belief, but it makes sense. If a man hits a woman and he does that without any kind of provocation from her, he's a bitch, plain and simple. So they ask you 15 questions in the courtroom. I raised my card for 10 of them. I wish they would have brought me up to the stand, and I would have been like, "Look, I've taught my boys this. I continue to preach it. If the situation gets that heated where you're getting ready to be violent, you need to get up and go and excuse yourself until cooler head prevails." The next day definitely was not that. And I cannot sit here in this courtroom and with my personal belief and believe that I'm going to be able to fairly judge this said individual. So they only needed one person. They brought another group down, and then after that we left by like 11:30. I'm like, well, this was a glorious waste of a day. Uh, and Leo, thank you for reminding me that I lost my train of thought after blue balls. Yeah, go figure. But a lot of my personal belief is I believe that men should be gentlemen, and that men should treat women with respect, and vice versa. It's not necessarily one way street, but I see a lady behind me. I'm going to hold the door for her, let her go in first. Why? To me, that's the proper thing to do. Unless you're being a bitch, I'm going to shut that door behind me rather quickly. Leave a thumbs up for the greatest show on YouTube. Huh. Yeah, no, you got a very valid point there, Sayon. And I'm gonna go. I'm not using your whole name because I don't have 20 minutes to waste just saying your name. Yeah, absolutely, guys. If you love what I'm doing here, and we are doing overall at the OTPH show, leave a thumbs up. Leave a thumbs up, especially Like, love, subscribe, follow, notifications, the whole 9 yards. That way, you will always know when we're on. Chad, my buddy. Chad, how's it going? I should hopefully go live tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's going to be another fun pattern to be bowling on. For those of you who don't know, I am also known as the Bowling Squirrel because I do YouTube shows for bowling. I do a lot of my league nights. I do a lot of nights where I'm with doing tournaments, and I do a summer sweeper on professional patterns. So you get to see how bad I bowl. That should be tomorrow night, somewhere around the 6:30 area. So if you want to go follow the Bowling Squirrel on YouTube as well. I am also broadcasting live there, hopefully to gather up a new audience. Yeah, busy is an understatement. Yeah, but yeah, so I raised my boys to be respectful to women and all that other fun stuff. I also raised my boys to not comply with the rules, but to follow 3 simple rules. The 3 simple rules in my house is listen, do what you're told, and be kind. That's it, because they all kind of work together. Uh, and so, yeah, I don't know where I got off on that tangent. Gosh darn. Where Dave needs a scriptwriter or a partner. I do tend to hold doors open for everyone, but there are a select few that I. But then you get that group of 30 people coming up, and you're like, where do I draw the line here? But I believe also that do the right thing, do what's appropriate and stuff like that. Like you should be able to uh, you should be able to expect that everybody else will help. I don't believe in that paying it forward by paying someone else a drive-through order. I mean, yeah, if I look behind you and you got a broke up, 1992 Honda Civic and it's like 13 different colors, I may say, "Hey, does the car behind me have a copy?" Sure, I'll pay for the copy part of it. But I'm definitely not going to do that, expecting someone else to keep it going. No, that's not fair to other people. Look, you want to do something kind, great. That's its own reward. Yeah, people just need to be kinder to everyone. And that includes differing political opinion people. If you don't agree with my opinion, that's okay. No, you know that bang bang hit the nail right on the head. There are no real good role models. Like when I grew up in the 80s, athletes were somewhat of a role model. No, no, no. Red, this is one of the this is one of the few times I may actually disagree with you, but participation trophies are what got us here. That's how socialism works. Socialism works where everybody works hard. Yeah, but no, we do need to be a little tougher. We need to stop telling every child that they're a winner because there are winners and losers in life. But if you lose enough, you're going to want to win. And that means you're going to work harder at doing something better than somebody else. I'm a very competitive dude. Um, I, I mean, I bowl competitively. I've coached competitive sports. At work, I push myself to beat my number from the day before. I'm very competitive. I want to win. I want to push that envelope. I want to see what I'm capable of. Uh, I'm gonna run with this one. We're gonna get you like if it's a participation trophy for baseball. Let's just cut the head off the baseball player. Uh, yeah. So, or just put on the little placard when you showed up. And the problem is that we don't teach kids how to be mentally tough either. Or they fall down. It's okay, little Jimmy. You're all right. My 4-year-old falls down. Daddy, it hurt. Well, I guess you shouldn't have been jumping off the couch that way, should you? But you ain't gonna do that at one again, huh, Junior? Uh, but we became soft. And I mean, I grew up. I played 9-10 ball, baseball, and our coach, my coach, used to run up one side of us and down the other one. And that was after just an error, and we were 9 years old and just coming at a coach pitch. Uh, but yeah, we need to toughen our kids up. Use mm, oh no, PE is toned down. They barely even play dodgeball anymore. Come on, my goal in dodgeball was to always inscribe the word "Voight" across some little kid's head who didn't obviously want to play. Like when he's the last one picked, you're like, ah, there's my bitch, there's my target. Oh, I was a part of that generation, Blazing. My coach, my coach in football, I played for a high school teammate, and our coach did not like the tinted helmet visors. Hated them. Team rules stated you cannot have one. One of the captains thought he was Jesus himself and got it. We ended up crawling on our hands and knees, on our hands and feet. No knees, because if your knees touched, we had to restart all over again. Okay, good. Let me put those on before I lose them. So, yeah, sorry, distracted. And so we ended up having to crawl from one end to the other. And if we touched our knees or any member of our 50 plus man roster touched their knees, we all had to go back to the end zone we started at and try it again. We got 49 players, and the last one to come through was at the 1 yard line. All he had to do was cross the goal line. He did not cross the goal line. We all had to go back. We ended up doing 400 plus yards worth of crawls that day. Gotta put my smart man specs on with a freaking fingerprint right in my eye. Yeah, no, the 90s were. Can't see. All right, we're putting them down. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I see. I see where you're going with this one now, Red. I see where you're going. This is perfect for the show, anyway. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, so I mean, I'm I had I ended up coaching some inner city kids, and I made them do push-ups on my command. When I say up, you go up. When I say down, you go down. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And I walked away for about 10 minutes, and you could hear these kids screaming, "Coach, coach!" And I'm like, nope. And if one of you goes down, we're gonna start all over again. And my whole belief is, you teach them tough, they become tough. You teach them right, they become right. You teach them like me, they become little squirrels in training. No, but when you really break it down, I love coaching because I like to see that aha moment when they actually get it. Yep. Red. I am right there with you because I remember doing 2 days in football in 90-degree weather. First practice was in the morning, no pads. They waited to put us in pads when it was like 95 degrees out, and we're all standing there in pads sweating. Uh, and there were a few kids that, in the morning practice, coach would tell you, do not drink milk, do not take any kind of heavy liquids, eat a sensible breakfast, but you're going to be running, right? And one kid every day came in after eating a big old bowl of cereal with milk and ultimately would be throwing his Lucky Charms up all over the floor, all over the field. My thing with coaching is respect and teamwork. Respect your teammates, work as a team. If you know something better than the next one, help them. I coached T-ball, and if you have never seen T-ball, this is the absolute funniest sport you'll ever watch. We take a bunch of 6 and 7-year-olds who have no idea what the hell they're doing. We put a ball on a stick, tell them to hit it, which everybody hits it basically or right up the middle. So the guy on the pitcher mound is basically a target because that's where everything goes. So your pitcher mound guy is usually the one person that either knows how to get the hell up out of the way or can actually stop the ball or doesn't cry when it hits them. I taught my T-ball players about situational baseball. Okay, we got to run around first. We have this. What do we do? And they got it. I ended up going and helping out in a 5th and 6th grade practice, and nobody knew what to do. Everybody was always taught, just throw it to first, just throw it to first. There were times when the ball hit to third that the kid could have just stepped on the base and thrown clear across the diamond, getting an error. And I walked up to the coach and I'm like, why aren't you teaching situational baseball? And he goes, what do you mean? I go, watch this. Put a runner on first. He put the runner on first. I go out to the infield. All right, infielders, where's the runner? First base. What do we do? Throw it to first base. No. Second base or shortstop. If you get the ball, you should go right to second with it. Unless the shortstop's going away from second, and then you got to make the smart play. I go, why not second baseman? If it's hit to you and you're close to the bag, just step on the base. You got a guy out, and now you only have one runner on. At first, a single's not going to drive in a run. And the coach went, I never thought of it like that before. I'm like, you're coaching a higher level team. My T-ballers know this. And he didn't believe me. So I invited that coach down to my practice and we were working. And I intentionally worked on that day where I would put a runner on there. Okay, super sluggers. We got a runner on first. First baseman, if it's hit to you, where do you go? To the base. Which one? First. Good. What about you, second? I go to second. Okay, shortstop, what do you do? If I'm running toward first, whichever way I'm going, I make that play. So if he's going up towards the middle, make the play at second. And I taught my T-ballers how to, if the ball not hit directly to you, you need to get to your base. And that way you make yourself available for the play to happen. So then my T-baller was showing his coach that, and he was like, you're more advanced than we are. I'm like, I'm more advanced than most high school teams are because if you start them young and you give them responsibilities, they tend to thrive. Children want structure. Kids want to know where to go, when to go, how to go. My toddler, my 4-year-old domestic terrorist, as I call him, and he's not. Don't worry about him blowing up anything anytime soon. Loves the structure. If I say, I want you to do this, he will go do that. And it's not that I'm abusing that, but he's getting that structure of, okay, I'm done drinking. I got to bring my cup to the sink. I got to put my plate in the sink, my bowl. If I'm thirsty, I got to ask, and I will go, and we will go help him. He's a very independent little tyke. So it was difficult at first for him to, now he knows to say, I'm thirsty. We go get him a drink. And so he's learning responsibility. My 14-year-old is chucking responsibilities as we speak. But everybody, we work together. But in sports has to be that kill or be killed attitude, and nobody teaches anybody how to go for the jugular anymore and how to step on your opponent when they're down. I'm all for good sportsmanship. I won't trash talk. Uh, no, I'm blazing. It wasn't that that kid was fat. He was big boned. Um, but see, I coach where if I'm up by 3 runs, I'm telling my team, let's get up by 5, let's get up by 6. And it's not because I want to demoralize and demean the other team. I want my kid to know that in the game of in life, those that go for the gusto, that have that competitive fire and that drive, they're the ones that tend to succeed a little bit more because they're the ones that are pushing everything else to happen. We're gonna have a flash sale right now. A 14-year-old and a 4-year-old for $1.50 and a Kit Kat bar. Is that a good deal? No, we are not selling the kid. We are not selling the kid. Let me repeat that a third time. We are not. My wife begged to differ. My wife is behind me too. Um. So, but those that go for the throat, not you know, like me when I'm bowling you. Me personally, I want to beat you by 1 pin, and I want to do it in the last second. I want to do it on my last ball where I need a 9 to tie and a strike to win, and I bury that shot to win. Red says if they know how to work, they're sold. Well, then you only want that 4-year-old. Um,
Eggs that were in the flat part of the headboard, it would grow and it flipped around. Like,
oh, wifey's talking to me. Yeah. I had to look at your comment a couple times. I thought you said to make monkey, and I'm like, no, this is not the time for that kind of joke. But yeah, so I was teaching my third and fourth, my 13-15 team that I coached. They were up by 3 runs, and I go, guys, let's double this lead in this inning. And they go, coach, we're up by 3. I go, yeah, but 3 runs is easy to come back from. 6 runs is a lot harder, isn't it? Um, and I coached that way. I even coached that way in. Yeah, no, I thought there was a hidden racist joke in there, so I wanted to make sure that I pulled the plug on that one quickly because I have a friend. Well, my son's friends, and we made friends with his mom. Uh, he's half black, and we do fire off some quasi old school racist jokes. But he laughs harder than everybody else because he knows they're a joke, and he's been handling them for so long that somebody could be serious and this kid's gonna laugh right in their face. Um, some of the things that I've personally done that are a little underhanded, I made him a hoodie for Christmas, and it may or may not have looked like a silverback gorilla, with a built-in neck gaiter that may or may not have had the face of a gorilla. But I'm not saying it, and I'm not saying that I did or did not. But if you go to davelogoapparel.com and search it, you might be able to find it. See, here's the thing, too. Racist jokes, a lot of times, more often than not, most people find them funny because they know they're jokes. Okay, so wait, okay, hang on. Back it up. Blazing. So you're Russian and Polish. All right, because your nationality is where I landed during World War II. But when you put the word pasty, I'm starting to figure out if there's Irish in there too. And trust me, when people are really serious about their hatred towards a particular skin color, I just look at them and go, you're the problem. You are more than likely the problem, and that probably it has to be the word pasty. I mean, the Irish is actually Celtic for never been in sun. No, but so Nor. Oh Jesus Christ! So, Blazing, I'm gonna say it this way: in every part of Europe, your nationality, and the only one French. So, East European, yep, Irish, Norwegian, Finnish. You know, they all have that pasty exterior because there's not a lot of hot sun out there. But yeah, so I am a huge proponent of people actually teaching their kids how to be competitive, have that fire that when I'm winning, I'm going to win by more. I had a guy trash talking me during one of our bowling games. He was like, I'm not losing to this guy. I'm not losing to this guy. And we're not losing to them. Well, we ended up winning 4 points. In the last game, I beat him head to head. I walked by him. I'm like, I'm so sorry I went against your plan and just kept walking. I believe that we need to teach kids how to have that fire, not just a select few that we believe are going to go to high school and into college and minors and make it to the big leagues. Because I attended a coaching seminar where the first word they told us is that if the child that you are coaching does not want to go play baseball in high school, you are wasting their time. They are wasting your time, meaning that child is wasting my time as a coach, and I shouldn't bother with them. And I put my hand right up in the air mid sentence, and he goes, "Can I help you, sir?" I go, "Quick question. If we don't teach them, how will they ever know they want to go play?" I go, "I teach T-ball players. Do you tell me right now, because none of these kids know that high school even exists, that I shouldn't bother teaching them the game properly, that I should not give them that education and that love of the game that I can build?" Oh, yeah, no, Red, you'll be happy to know Ian will be taking on um, advanced machining. He's looking into doing CNC work, CNC programming. I say kudos, go do it. Um, oh no, college is a complete waste of time and effort because they give you a piece of paper that apparently tells you you know more than me. But how many businesses fail with guys with a business degree? But yeah, so yeah, so well, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go tonight. Considering every 5 seconds people are bugging me again. Yes. No, give me one moment. Let me end the show, then we can talk. I have a family. They said it would be fun. They say. Part of me also thinks right now might be a good time to overdose on Budweiser, which we do not have in the house, and that is not going to happen. I don't think. Um, but guys, I'm gonna get going because it's 9 o'clock. I'm getting tired, and Dave's not getting frustrated. Dave's entertained by this. Usually between the toddler and everybody else is very quiet. But guys, thank you for watching this show. Every show that I do here at the OTPH show brought to you by Dave'sLocalApparel.com, not just the OTPH stuff. If you need any kind of apparel work, any kind of thing like that, absolutely come and see me. The next show should be Thursday. Tomorrow night, I will be going live on the Bowling Squirrel. You go to youtube.com, search the Bowling Squirrel. You will find that big screaming squirrel. That'll be me. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be bowling for you guys tomorrow night. Chad knows how to find me if you don't. And next Thursday, maybe we'll have something to talk about. Tonight was kind of random. I am not mad at my family at all. I enjoy them. I wish they'd come and do a couple of these with me if they get a moment to and they have the desire for it. But yeah, so I will be going live tomorrow night at the Bolero Chicopee for the I-91 Summer Sweeper. We are doing the Neba Keen Open, which is pretty much a 47-foot light pattern. That should be fun to see how bad I can suck at that one. But no, it's going to be entertaining and fun. I'm looking forward to it. Probably throw the fade too tomorrow night. And then I might do pop-up shows depending on if the time and need warrants it. But guys, I'm going to say this. Always do your research before you form an opinion.
Yes.
No. I think they were ratting you out for the bunny ears. Yeah. All right, time to put him up for adoption.
Yay. I'll go with
All right,
red.
guys, but
I'll
as I,
go with red.
guys, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I'm hoping to get better shows for you going on. I know this was a good show and I'm happy with it. But I'm hoping to give you guys some better quality stuff. Maybe I'll pull Ian in on a few of these and we can chit chat about something. But if he keeps photobombing me like he's trying to do right now, he's gonna come on air with a black eye one night. I said I, not guy. All right, guys. You have a great night. I love you. This has been the OTPH show, guys. Wherever it's current, it's covered here on the OTPH show. Have a great night.
Bye, Red.
I'm gonna be down to one kid by the next time you see me.
Bye,
Have a
Red.
great night.